Israel to the edge of the promised land. But they didn't want to go in.
Whoa. There are giants in there!
Did you get Barry Bonds' autograph?
No, real giants! We're not going in there!
So they wandered around the desert for 40 years.
Has anyone seen my AAA card?
Deuteronomy brings us back to the edge of the promised land. And the book of Joshua describes how the tribes of Israel entered the promised land with Joshua in charge.
Beat them all, with God's help.
March around that city, and the walls will fall down. Command the sun to stand still, and it will. And for the love of me, do not make any trees.
Okay.
After they had taken over the land, God set up each tribe with its own piece of land, and the Levites took care of the temple.
You go there, and you can switch places.
Then came a period of ups and downs for Israel as other countries would come through and wreak havoc.
Free, free, free. Free, free, free. Free.
So the Lord set up judges to help out Israel. Some of them were.
Othniel. I was the first judge. Come on, don't you know who I am? Deborah.
Yes, a woman. God was very progressive.
Gideon.
We'll defeat that massive army with just 300 guys.
Gibson, Alon, and Abdon.
Never heard of us either, huh?
And Samson.
Oh, I'm super strong.
Samson?
Gotta go. Bye.
During the time of Judges, Ruth was around.
Hi, I'm going to be the great-grandmother of David.
But that is jumping ahead. The tribes of Israel wanted the tribes of Israel wanted a king, not judges, however.
We want a king! We want a king!
But God gave them what they wanted. So in 1 Samuel, the first king was named Saul.
First king of Israel. That's me.
Saul was an okay king, but he got stuck in a battle once.
I can't beat these Philistines.
And a kid named David showed up and won with one stone.
I'll use my slingshot and kill Goliath.
How's that for beat a whole army?
Politics were different back then.
Ooh!
Anyway, David killed Goliath and the people all cheered. Saul got jealous of David.
You didn't use 300 guys to beat a whole army. I get that. But David, one stone? How big is that? And they all love him. He's gonna steal my crown.
So David ran away.
I would have taken it.
After Saul died, 2 Samuel starts by having David crowned king.
I'll make my capital Jerusalem.
David was the best king Israel had. He was the one who made sure that the tiny nation gained the respect of the neighboring countries.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Or I'll have to kill you. Respect you, neighbor. Thank you.
The next king was David's son, Solomon, who became the wealthiest guy on the planet.
I had early stock in Google, IBM, Microsoft.
He was the king who built up Israel.
I'll build an impressive temple for you, God. And even more impressive palace than yourself.
But he had a problem.
What?
He had 700 wives and 300 concubines. And he had to keep them all happy. After Solomon died of exhaustion, the nation of Israel divided into 2 kingdoms. The northern kingdom, which kept the name Israel,
Israel. That's us.
and the southern kingdom, which took the name Judah.
What are the real Israelites?
In the...
Hey! You know, we're going to need to speed things up a bit if you want to finish this in under 30 minutes. We're only through about 14 books or so.
Okay, we'll speak things up.
Thanks.
In the books of Kings and Chronicles, we get the Chronicles of Kings, of Israel and Judah. Lots of history the Jewish people have here. Judah fought Egypt.
Yeah, go away.
Israel fought the Babylonians.
Hey!
They fought each other.
Oh.
The books of Kings and Chronicles not only tell stories of their kings, but also their queens, like Jezebel.
I'm gonna kill that guy just to get his vineyard.
And some famous prophets, notably Elijah and Elisha.
I'm Elijah with a J, and I never died. I rode a chariot to heaven.
And I'm Elisha, and that's with an S, and I have the fun of facing her down.
But it's mostly about kings until 721 BC, when Assyria conquered Israel.
We beat you. You're cold with us.
Oh.
And in 586 BC, Babylon destroyed Jerusalem and carried off Judah.
We beat you. You're cold with us.
After a while, Ezra came back from Babylon to Judah to start building things up again.
I found some scrolls. Let's follow God's law.
And Nehemiah came back to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem.
I got my contracting license from Persian University.
how a beautiful girl becomes a queen.
And I said all the Jews lived in Persia.
But it never mentions God in the entire book. Not once.
Hey,
Now, the Bible is an interesting thing. And it's not so chronological anymore. It kind of jumps around. We get the story of Job.
Hey, Dougie! Let's have a bet. Let's use that guy.
That is Ronnie, but all right.
The book of Psalms, which is a lot of songs.
yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, yes, Lord.
The book of Proverbs, written by Solomon.
Even a child is known by his action, by whether he is right with you, chapter 1, verse 11.
The book of Ecclesiastes, which is kind of depressing. And the Song of Songs, which is not. Then we get to the prophets. There are 16 books of the prophets, and they do a lot of, well, prophesizing. And because we said we would, here are all of them. There are some famous ones, like Isaiah.
Which is really long, 66 chapters.
And Daniel.
Advice of the king, and almost devoured by lions.
And Jonah.
You know me, swallowed by the fish.
And then there are some others, which are not so famous. Jeremiah.
I always wrote that invitation. So sad.
Ezekiel.
Doom! Jerusalem will fall! Death! Destruction! Tramps!
Right. Hosea.
You are not going to believe who I have to marry.
Joel, Amos, Obadiah.
Some of the shortest prophets of the Old Testament.
And I'm the shortest.
Shortest books.
And the rest of the prophets. Micah.
Hey.
Nahum.
Hey.
Habakkuk.
Yo.
Zephaniah.
Hey.
Haggai.
Hey.
Zechariah.
Up.
Malachi. Overall, the story of the prophets was that God still loved the children of Israel, and he was going to take care of them. He would send a Messiah.
Love you guys. Help us on the way. Make sure you tell everybody.
Okay.
And that is the end